Fiance and mother-in-law wants me to name my son after my deceased brother-in-law. Okay Reddit, this is a tricky one. I've come from am I the a-hole by the way. It's worth noting that my mother-in-law is generally nice, but has kinda gone crazy due to this situation. So I'm 33 weeks pregnant with mine and my fiance's son. So when my husband was around 10, his older brother died in an accident. The brother was a third. My fiance and the in-laws want our son's first name to be the same as my deceased brother-in-law. His brother's middle name was Donald, and I'm not willing to use that as a first, and preferably a middle, for obvious reasons. We agreed, with many compromises, that the middle name will be Don. The first name in question is a nice name and I would be more than happy to use it if I didn't have history with it. It was the same name as my abusive ex. This dude was bad. Let's say the first name is Alexander. I can't think of the name without thinking of my ex. When my fiance brought up the idea of naming our son after his brother, I refused and told him why. He kept persisting, like wouldn't stop, and he was saying things like my brother couldn't carry on the line, so it's only fair that I could, and it's the perfect way to honor his legacy. I know it's unfortunate, but there is no way the kid is sharing a name with my ex. My fiance isn't stopping and is begging for me to consider a variant of the name Alex or Zander, but honestly, I'm trying to move away from my ex, and any reminder of him is hard, and having a kid with his name would cut the wound deeper. Today, mother-in-law came with a baby blanket that my fiance's grandma made the brother. It has the name written right across it, and I asked her why she bought it. She said it was for the baby as he has that name. I saw it and I exposed me. How many times do I have to tell you guys that the baby will never ever have that name? I understand that you want to carry on the lineage, but I can't have a child with that name. Mill, my son died, and I want his legacy to be carried on. You won't even consider Alexander as a middle name. Me, it's not my problem what names you want me to use. I'm carrying and birthing this child, so I think I should have the right to veto your suggestions. It's bad your son died, but naming my son after him should be a choice, not an obligation. My in-laws left quickly after that. Fiance is crushed, and so are his parents. I feel like I'm letting down a lovely family that has so much for me, but if this is a hill I die on, so be it. I really don't know what to do. Small update, my lovely sister-in-law reached out to me after seeing these posts. She will be accompanying me to the birth as well as my husband, and will be in charge of keeping any paperwork until I'm sane enough to be able to sign it / choose the name, therefore preventing my fiance from writing a name we haven't agreed on. She's a great person and has gone through birth twice, so I'm more than happy with this. This is banking on our hospital allowing 2 people in by September, which is looking likely with the restrictions easing off. We are also going to discuss this matter with the birthing team, and mother-in-law is going on the blacklist of people not to allow into the ward. Just no mother-in-law, the Order of St. Louis. To the complete bafflement of everyone who owns a working brain, my friend's ex-semi-mother-in-law, BFAM, has been released on bail. Bitch but has the info. See, she fell on the baby. She is keeping her head down and avoiding contact, having realized that her behavior is unconscionable, and she has a lot of work to do on straightening out her. I couldn't even finish typing it. Since shit went down, boyfriend B's family, particularly his numerous uncles and cousins, have been taking it in shifts to act as home security. Boyfriend B is a mechanic by trade, but the rest of the family is primarily in various construction trades and landscaping, and since they're around, they've taken it upon themselves to do some home improvement. This is not just friend/family member shows up and fixes the leaky faucet stuff. One of the uncles actually came in his work truck and solemnly presented friend a ring binder holding his accreditation and references as a licensed plumber, so that she would permit him the great honor of snaking the drains and fixing the faucet that drips maybe once an hour. These people are a well-organized clan of skilled tradesfolk. With the uncles and male cousins have come a lesser, but still presents warm of aunts and female cousins. They have been helping friend out by taking care of household chores and generally keeping her spirits up. When I go by to visit, they try to feed me. I'm familiar with this phenomenon because my husband is Baptist, and Baptists will try to feed anything that sits still for longer than 15 seconds, in my experience. The first time, I had to politely decline, as I have IBS, and I'm hypersensitive to spicy foods. The second time, I was presented with IBS friendly food, and it was fucking amazing. Son 2 rarely has the chance to howl, because there's a never-ending rotation of men and women willing to hold him at all hours. All of the family treats Son 1 like he's one of their own. He spent hours playing with the younger cousins, or helping with some of the projects, doing minor stuff like carry this tool bag, mostly. At one point, I remarked that they're being super cool, and friend burst into tears. They won't stop being nice to me. Why are they being so kind? Son 2 got hurt because I couldn't keep BFAM away. Why are they being so nice to me after one of their own blood was hurt because of me? Boyfriend B's mother teleported in with a box of Kleenex, patted her gently on the shoulders, and said, because you are a lovable person. It got really emotional for a while. In passing, I mentioned Lewis of the garden hose to a couple of the uncles and cousins. They thought he was awesome, and the word got around, and I come to find out that a cadre of relatives have dubbed themselves the Order of Street Lewis. As things seem to do in the hands of kids, this quickly spiraled into madness. A few hours later, I saw the youngers rampaging around the yard with super soakers. These members of the Holy Order were going on crusade against, I was informed, and I quote, the space lizard monsters in human skin that look like people, but are horrible puters. Sorry Shire, I won't say it again. Now that I've painted you a picture of how genuinely delightful this family is, it's time to make you sad at stupid assholes again. Okay. So, as noted, BFAM was released on bail. Winces at the outraged noises. Yeah, I know. I don't get it either. At least the restraining order went through. Via the grapevine, we know that within hours, she was holding court in her garbage dump of a home with her screeching shit fleeing minions. It took a few days for her to work up her courage and mobilize her forces and, I assume, undo the good work of whichever luckless soul was assigned to get her detexed in jail. Yesterday, in the afternoon, carloads of BFAM and her monkeys came rolling up the street towards friend's house. Since it was a Saturday, an amazing number of boyfriend B's family had shown up, and a barbecue was in progress in the backyard. However, because this family is better organized than some military divisions, there were a few people on the front porch serving as lookouts, and they spotted the inbound invasion. The Order of Street Lewis went into immediate action. The kids all took up positions in hiding, armed with their squirt guns and super soakers. One of the older uncles, solemnly empowered as the Grand Master of the Order, took up the garden hose, which has been fitted with some kind of power wash nozzle that could probably, at close range, take paint off a pickup truck. He stationed himself near the porch. BFAM and her monkeys couldn't park in the driveway, which was full of other cars. They decided it was a good idea to just stop right in the street and pile out. It's not exactly a rural area, but it's fairly low traffic. Boyfriend B, friend, and I went out to the edge of the property. Friend had a copy of the RO in hand. Boyfriend B was armed with a scowl. I had my cell phone, which was probably the most dangerous weapon we possessed, judging by prior events. BFAM, I'm here to see my Barbies. Friend, turn around and go away. You're not allowed to be here. BFAM, well, flying monkeys names, can be here, and they want to see the Barbies. Me, Sotovos, thanks for the roster. Rapidly entering the names into a note screen, to possibly be added to the RO. Friend, they were not invited here, and they are not welcome here. Please leave. Boyfriend A's brother, with like 8 prison tattoos on his face. You can't keep son 1 away from us. We're family. Friend, son 1 is my child and I have primary custody. After what BFAM pulled a couple weeks ago, I filed for sole custody and it's in the works. Yes, I can keep him away from all of you, and I will keep him away from all of you. BFAB, semi-coherent rant about uppity whores who are spreading their legs for ethnic slur. Boyfriend B, you don't talk like that to my girl. BFAM, spotting one of the kids lurking in the bushes and scaling her voice up to dolphin squeal. Is that you, son 1? Come out and see. Stupid nickname she prefers in place of grandma. I brought you presents. Me, I think the only present he wants is a gift of your absence. You think he wants to see you after what you did to his little brother? BFAM, it was all a misunderstanding. Boyfriend B, you were trying to kidnap our baby, who isn't related to you, and you're calling it a misunderstanding? Friend, go away. If you set foot on our property, we will make you go away. This whole time, they've been moving closer to the property line. I had my phone held up, like I was recording, because I was recording, so I was getting a lot of stink eye. I think that they'd have moved faster if I hadn't been standing there openly doing that. BFAM and friend started arguing, but I wasn't able to pay close attention, unfortunately. Boyfriend A's cousin, who is wearing badly stained jeans with the fly open, put that phone down. Me, nope. I'm pretending to be a rude ass millennial. I'm gonna put adorable filters on everybody, so you look like an invading horde of theme park mascots. BFAC, are you the bitch that called the cops on BFAM? Me, that's me. Meanwhile, the argument between friend and BFAM had reached a crescendo, and friend was possibly realizing that she might as well be arguing with a fire hydrant, though the fire hydrant has far more value to society. Friend, we are done here. BFAM, we are not done. We are not leaving. You're not keeping me away from my Barbies. She and her goon squad crossed the property line. Boyfriend B, putting one arm around friend and catching my elbow with the other hand to move us back. Uncle's name, take out the trash, will you? And then the most glorious fucking thing I've seen since public shaming theater happened. Uncle, in native language, Knights of the Order, charge. Torrents of water exploded out from behind everything bigger than a fucking dandelion. I hadn't even seen a couple of the cousins get down behind one of the decorative boulders that was right the hell next to me, but suddenly they popped up over the top and let fly. The stream from the hose caught BFAM squarely in the face, I think right in her gaping mouth. At that range, it wasn't enough pressure to actually cause harm, but holy shit, I didn't expect it to reach that far in the first place. My buddy BFAC sprang backward, as if he were afraid he'd melt. Neither he nor his stained jeans have probably ever gotten such a thorough wash. Over the whoops of the kids and the screams of fury and the outburst of laughter, I said, if you don't like the fact that I'm the bitch who called the cops on BFAM, I can be the bitch who's calling the cops on all of you instead. 8 sputtering, dripping, shrieking, enraged arseholes rushed back to their illegally parked rusty shit boxes and fled. Edit. Yes, the police were notified of the violation. I showed the video to the officers, and I swear that the last time I saw officers of the law fighting that hard to maintain deadpan expressions, it was the Roman guards in Life O'Brien. It's been a good day. Edit. Thank you so much for all of the birthday love. I genuinely appreciate it, and I'm very touched. Also, I don't need presents, but thanks for asking XX. End edit. Even though we are on lockdown and I'm stressed to the eyeballs worrying about keeping myself and my children healthy, happy and fed during this time, I have just had a realization. Today is the happiest birthday I have had in 20 years, because it is the first one in all that time that has not revolved around or been ruined by my ex-Mill. Last year I was on the middle of moving to get away from her. The year before that, my 40th. She insisted we go out to dinner to celebrate, and when the babysitter cancelled last minute she went with my husband on her own. I know. I very much did not want to argue. I was a doormat. The first time I had a birthday, after we met, she bought me an Easter egg as a gift. It was one that had been in her cupboard since the year before and was out of date. X and I went out for the evening, and he brought her along to our romantic dinner because she wants to celebrate your birthday and get to know you better. We went to a bar afterward, and she got so drunk he had to leave and take her home. Every other year she gate crashed, or boundary stomped, or bought passive-aggressive hurtful presents. This morning I was brought breakfast in bed and handed homemade cards. My boys cuddled me and sang to me, cried that I didn't get any presents, and then laughed when I told them that not having to cook breakfast was the best present. They've entertained each other all day and left me in relative peace. After dinner we will eat the sorrowful excuse for a cake that I made yesterday. It has been a good day.